Hello, and welcome back to the Pokemon Emerald All Grass playthrough with me, the Johnny Monkey.
And me, Sven the Crusader.
And for those of you who don't remember where we are, this rather stupid bug tried to use a winged goal as a hostage, only to run into a tunnel that was a dead end.
And now we're gonna beat him up.
Yeah, it's the suiting punishment for his stupidity, frankly. Yeah.
Am I the only one who thinks this battle looks one-sided?
Yeah, I would say so. Excuse me for a second whilst I'm being anal and organising everything. And now this is Fury Cutter, a bug-type move which is effective against Psychics and Dark types, which Pusiana is, unfortunately for it. Now it looks weak at first, but what I really love about this move is that, yeah, as you see there, it gets stronger with each and every time you use it. And it'll only revert back to zero if you use a different attack or miss.
Yeah, whenever you're in a prolonged battle, that's awesome.
Yeah. I think that was when it first appeared in Gold and Silver. I remember using it on a gym leader and so only like having some trouble with the first few Pokemon, then completely owning the last few ones, which was awesome.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, we got the doing goods back because we're brave heroes. Even though we kind of diverted attention to heal our Pokemon, and then, well, we also beat up some little kids on the way. But apart from that, we're heroes to the core.
Oh, that sounded like a story I'd hear on TV tropes.
Oh, well, TV tropes, it always has some good. It's always good to get everyone laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a free Pokeball in there as well. And for anyone who wants a Whimsicott, yeah, there are plenty of them in this cave, so if you...
Yeah. Although, speaking as someone who's had them, I don't know why you'd want one. It's not bad, but...
Here we go. This is something I kind of missed at the last part. See, two different trainers will eye you, and yeah, they're going to fight. They both team up on attack you at once.
And yet, I see it coming that they're not gonna do any better than that one thug did.
Nope, they're not. So, yeah, what did you think of this feature, Sven? Because as this was kind of introduced in this game, because whilst double battles were in Ruby and Sapphire, they were only with really obvious double trainers, like couples and twins and that. So
I liked it because more double battles equals more experience for more Pokemon.
Yep, that's a good way of summing it up. Ah, yes. Whilst I haven't Grovyle use Fury Cutter, there's like one interesting move that Lombre is using called Nature Power, which is useful but pretty random. Basically, it's an attack that changes depending on location. Well, it uses a different move depending on its surroundings. Like, for example, in flat lands like this, it becomes Swift, which is an attack that can not be dodged at all.
Pretty useful.
Yeah.
Although I swear with my luck, I've had Swift miss sometimes.
Yeah, well, to be honest, okay, yeah, I tell a lie. As long as a Pokemon hasn't dug or flown up into the sky, or basically just left the battlefield, then it won't hit. But if the opponent done anything I've listed, then yeah, it's useless.
Yeah. And speaking of nature power, I have to recall a story that made me love Lombre, as ugly as it is.
Yeah.
I was beating up on Fisherman and Dewford.
Yeah.
And I blinked after using nature power, and it had become Earthquake.
Whoa. Yeah.
That was like the biggest overkill.
Yeah, that's one of the interesting things about it. Depending on certain locations, it can actually become moves that are so powerful it's not even supposed to have them yet. Like at one point, in Lombre's kit, in Nature Power, and one point later on, if you use it in a cave, it becomes Shadow Ball. Which is really effective against stuff like the ghost that's hanging around in certain caves.
Yeah. And for that matter, all those annoying Zubats.
Oh, yes, don't worry, we'll get to them in all due time. Time. Oh, jeez. Yeah, we defeated out some more rich people for money, although then again, that kid deserved it. If you ever read his dialogue, the first thing he says when you meet up with him for the first time is, "I'm not kidding. My Pokemon's beautiful fur will render you helpless."
Oh yeah, that's one rich kid I would not mind beating the crap of. Beating the crap out of.
I know what you mean. Sentences, don't you just hate them?
Yes, most of the time.
Yeah.
We don't get along.
And here we go with Ralts, a rare Pokemon which I slaughter in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So much for rare Pokemon being strong.
True, but at least Grovyle got some experience.
Yeah. Better than nothing.
Yeah. And to be honest, there are rare Pokemon that aren't really that strong. For example, Dunsparce. Can you name one person who has ever found a use for Dunsparce? Oh.
And, for instance, Shuckle.
Oh. Oh, geez. I know people say Gold and Silver is their favourite game, and whilst I can say the gameplay of Gold and Silver is fine, the Pokemon in it were ridiculous at times. I'm sorry.
And I have to agree. I'm trying to remember whether or not Tangela was first generation or second.
The Tangela was first generation, but that...
But, again, our example. Useless.
Yeah. No one's ever found a use for Tangela, or its new evolved form in Diamond and Pearl, Tangrowth, or whatever it was.
Yeah, and there's really no aesthetic value to it either. It's a blob of green fur.
Yeah. I'm not even sure it's fur, it's kind of like some strange tentacle, but anyway.
Yeah, let's not get into the topic of tentacles.
Let's talk about Marill, who we just saw a moment ago. Marill actually caused quite some controversy when it first appeared, because before Gold and Silver was released, the first game Marill appeared in, it was shown in like this 2-second screenshot, and it looks almost like a mouse, and people kind of renamed it the nickname Peekaboo. And the reason why I mentioned this is because during the Game Boy generation, hundreds and hundreds of websites were filled with obviously bogus cheats on how to get Peekaboo, which were just hilarious at times. There was some, like, I'm looking at one of my favorites, or at least the one I can remember. One was that you had to get a Squirtle, and then teach him Dig, and then at level 15 he would just mysteriously evolve into Peekaboo.
What the heck? Oh, and I thought tabloids were entertaining with those rumors.
Oh, jeez. Actually, the most hilarious rumor I've ever heard is like the most stupid and the most illogical rumor I've ever heard was to avoid, if you typed in this special code, you could avoid doing the questions at Blade's gym by going into this deep underground cavern. However, the deep underground cavern is filled with high-level Pokemon and fireballs, and if your character on screen touches your fireballs, the game deletes itself, which I thought, of all this... A, who's going to believe that? And B, why would Nintendo make us something?
Sure, they may not make sense most of the time, but... My god!
And on that bit of hilarity and this Marchop's demise, we'll have to end this part here. So, yeah, that was me, the Jonin Monkey.
And me, Spin the Crusader. See ya.